Good morning, everybody. I wanted to talk to you today about relevance. What is relevance? Okay, let me give you an example. I made a video about Michael Bloomberg and his crusade on soda pops. Okay, so due to the economic impact that Michael Bloomberg is going to have on not only the soda pop industry, but on every restaurant and on every store and every gas station, I not only made a video about all this, but I sent it to every person living in New York City. Why did I send it to just about every person in New York City? Because Michael Bloomberg is the mayor of New York City, and it was very important that I let the people of New York City know that people in Illinois are not going to tolerate what Mayor Michael Bloomberg is doing. Why? Because if the idea that he came up with catches on throughout the entire country, this is going to happen to the entire country as well as New York City. So it needs to be put to a stop right away. Now, here's the second part. The economic impact of having this done to every restaurant, every store, every gas station, and every soda pop company. The economic impact of all this is not going to just be felt in New York City, but it's also going to be felt all across the nation and even all around the world. Because all these cans and bottles and cups, they're all going to have to be altered to accommodate Mayor Michael Bloomberg. And it's ridiculous. And if he honestly thinks that this is going to stop obesity, he is deluding himself. This is a very deluded man. Okay? So, when I sent it to every New Yorker I could possibly think of, I was letting them know that people in Illinois support their anger over what Michael Bloomberg's doing. They also recognize the economic impact that this is going to have on New York City as well as the entire country. And we wanted to let them know that we here in Illinois care what happens to those people in New York City. So that is relevant. Okay. Here's another relevant. I made a video about William Downing and John Ward. This is a historical marker here in Decatur, Illinois. Now, I let a whole bunch of people here in Decatur know that that marker is out there. Why? Because businesses could then resend this video to all of their customers, whether those customers live here in town or they live far away. This is a great way to bring customers, to bring business into Decatur. What business in their right mind would refuse to share a video like this with their customers? Don't they want more people to come and patronize their business? Well, what better way to increase tourism than to say, hey, this marker is out here and we'd like for you to come and see it. If they come out to see the marker, then they'll come to your business and say, thank you for letting us know. That's the way it works. When you see something that could actually bring business to you because they are actually coming out to see the marker, but then they'll come and see you at the same time, then that's good for business. And if you don't tell them, then guess what? You slice your own throat. So, is putting these videos on these web pages relevant? Yes, they are. Okay. Matter of fact, there are a lot of restaurants in this country that have franchises right here in Illinois that should be taking these videos and putting them on their web pages to increase business for their Illinois franchises. But do they? Well, see for yourself. Now, how about these Facebook pages where they talk about couponing? Okay. How is all this historical marker stuff relevant to them? Well, many people that get on these couponing sites are not wealthy people. And they are facing things called staycations. This is technically where they try to make a vacation out of nothing. Basically, they don't go anywhere, they don't do anything, but they're trying to make it look like and make the kids feel like they've actually been on vacation when they haven't. And believe me, I know how that is. What are you going to do, send them to the pool all the time? Send them to play arcade games all the time? That gets boring real quick. However, if these kids can go and look at these historical markers, then that's an activity. Shoot, all you have to have is a little gas money. That's it. Pack a picnic lunch, go, see the signs, go out, have a picnic, and you have a good time. Boom. Now you got a vacation. So that's why I post this stuff on the couponing pages, because I know there's a lot of parents out there that need to plan a vacation of some kind for their kids, and they're too poor to plan a real vacation to Disneyland. And that's why I do it. When I go to some of these math videos, and I see these people, they list these comments, they make comments on these math videos, I tell them about what I do with Euclid's Elements. Why do I do that? Because nobody on YouTube other than myself really thoroughly covers Euclid's Elements. And so when you're making a mathematical comment, well, this would be relevant to you. Same thing with accounting. When I come to your videos and I say, hey, I've got accounting videos myself because I've been covering and doing a thorough covering of FASB, bam, there you go. When I go to healthcare bill videos and I say I'm giving a comprehensive coverage of the healthcare bill on my channel, and I thought you might want to know, you probably would want to know because you're wanting to talk about the healthcare bill. So that is relevant. Okay? Now what's the difference between all that and spam? Here's spam. Spam is when somebody, now I don't mind when people send me video game footage to put in my video response words. I feel that's relevant because they're trying to participate in my contest. That's fine. But when they're just asking me to watch something that I never play, that's spam. Okay? When you send me a video about a video game that I have no intentions of playing, and you're not trying to enter it in my video response wars contest, that's spam. So like I said, there's a big difference between relevant and spam. When I go to people's parade footage, and they are showing some kind of parade in their hometown, and I tell them, hey, I have parade footage too. Would you like to take a look? That's relevant. They videotaped the parade and I videotaped the parade. They might want to see both. So like I said, that's relevant. There is a giant difference between relevant and spam. And I think you're finally starting to see the difference. So before you say, oh, something must be spam, think about this for a second. Does it have something directly related to you? And if it does, don't stand there and say it's spam. It's not spam, it's relevant. It's very relevant. If you live in New York City, you're going to want to know what I think about Michael Bloomberg, because it's going to affect how you think of Illinois. And you're also going to think about how it's going to affect everybody in town. Let me tell you something. If you received a video from me about Michael Bloomberg, you should be retweeting that video all across the nation, because you want people to know that this is not only going to have an economic impact now because of all the things they're going to have to do in New York City, but eventually it's going to catch on throughout the entire country, and bam, it's going to have an economic impact on all of us. That video should be retweeted over and over again. Period. Now, I made a video response to a video about this kid who was serenading this gal to get her to go to prom with him. Let me tell you something. I'm going to answer this right now. Well, let me tell you something. A person's exterior looks can always be adjusted. But the person's personality, it's hard to change that. It really is. Let me tell you something. When you're trying to date somebody, you have to almost look on the inside. Because if the outside is beautiful, but the inside is full of garbage, you don't want to be with that person. You don't want to be with violent people. I don't care how good looking they are. If they are that violent of a person now, they're going to be violent as they grow up. That's a fact. Unless something catastrophic changes their minds, they're going to continue being violent. And if you don't believe me, you can check out some of these divorce stories. They'll tell you. Alright? So, just because the person looks good doesn't mean that they are good. They may have a ton of bad habits that you don't know anything about. Alright? So, my answer to you is, the outer looks can actually be improved. It's what's on the inside that counts. And if somebody's not attractive on the inside, I'm certainly not going to take them out to any kind of a date. Just because they look good on the outside. If they got a bad personality on the inside, I'm not going to take them out on a date. Period. Whew. So, teens react to prom, there's your answer. And let me tell you something. You people that say, well, I'm not attractive enough to go to prom. You need to start watching my videos now. Let me tell you something. If you start watching my videos and you start learning what I'm teaching you here, you can use those skills to really make good money. And when you make good money, you can change your outer looks so that you are more attractive. Your outer features can be changed dramatically if you have the right amount of money. Trust me on this. I know. But it's up to you to do that. So get my videos, watch them, learn from them, and start making yourself a decent income so you can change your outer looks, and so therefore you can get the right date. Well, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say, except I will say I did get a response back from my video 2931. I actually got a couple of responses. I'm going to respond to that too. First of all, I do not live in a dorm room. This is actually my house. Okay, I am not 25. I am 42. And let me tell you something. I may not have somebody right now, but I can tell you this. I'm in a much better financial state right now than most of my peers. They may think they're in a good financial state, but if they really looked at it, if suddenly somebody called in all their debts, they'd be really in bad shape. And let me tell you something. One day it is coming. I don't know when. I'm not going to try to predict when, but I'm going to tell you, we are just like the Roman Empire. One day you're going to see prisons opened up. You're going to see an actual set of prisons opened up specifically for people in massive debt. And people in massive debt are going to be sent to these prisons, and they're going to spend the rest of their lives in these prisons because they did not pay up their debts in time. That is going to happen here in the United States. Don't think it won't happen, because it's going to happen. I can't tell you when it's going to happen. I don't know myself. But I'm telling you, prisons are going to open up in this country one day, and everybody that's in massive debt is going to be shipped there, and they're never getting out. That's going to happen, period. And then who's going to have the last laugh? Me, because I'm not in massive debt. I could pay off my debts tomorrow if I had to. I don't want to, but I can. I have the choice of when I want to pay up all these debts. But if they called them in tomorrow, I could pay them off tomorrow, and that'd be it. The end. So don't you dare laugh at me. Because one day the last laugh is going to be on you. You might not think so, but it's true. Alright, so that pretty much ends what I wanted to say for today. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.